Good afternoon and many thanks for watching Farm Kenya. My name is Dennis Aseto and welcome to this edition of Agri-News. But before we get to that on the set today, we shall be having a lot of conversations with regard to grafting and nursery seedlings. That conversation, I will be having it with Julius Waweru, who is the founder of Ukulima Modern Seedlings and Nurseries. He's also an agri-influencer and equally an agri-digital connector. And a little bit later, I shall be talking to Chef Ron as we'll be preparing the house salad and avo toast. That will be coming a little bit later, but now let's go straight to our top stories only on Agri-News. Now, in a bid to boost industrialization and address food security in the country, the Kenya Industrial Research and Development Institute, KIRDI, is training scores of young people, women and people with disabilities on innovative technologies. Now, during a training session in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, youth and women from the North Rift region got to learn valuable skills on technology and eco-friendly methods to develop products such as beetroot powder, dried vegetables, honey from stingless bees and animal feeds.
Through processing, drying and grinding, I've come up with this product which can be used as a beverage and also a topping to other drinks like yogurt or even smoothies. So beetroot has very many benefits to the body, like it is anti-cancer.
Technology will help me to improve food security in my area. One, it has a lot of nutritional values that will help women and children grow and also develop their brains and help them have a good health in future.
These participants, basically, they are drawn from a program which we are undertaking under the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. The program is called KEP, an acronym for Kenya Industry Entrepreneurship Project. And this particular project targets women, youth and people with disability to improve their managerial skills and also their technical skills towards them being more productive in their industries and also improving in form of their innovativeness.
In an effort to increase investments within the agriculture sector in Kenya, U.S. investors are exploring the Kenyan market. With these developments, the Avoveg Health is pushing for value addition and innovative agricultural practices in avocado export market now. U.S. investors led by Olubunmi Jinabu have noted that investments in the avocado market will benefit Kenyan farmers and the economy at large.
We have a lot of losses in terms of post-harvest losses in avocado in our industry. So we are looking to go that extra mile in value addition. So we were thinking in the lines of avocado oil processed. A lot of our oil goes out, is exported as crude oil. So we are looking to go that extra mile and process the avocado oil, as well as do guacamole, which will be the first in East Africa. If we have those export processing zones that they're talking about, because we are looking to move out the traditional farming areas, Murang'a, Nyeri, Central Kenya. So if we have collection centers in other regions, we will be able to at least grow this market.
I know Kenyans are highly educated people, and here in this market you have a highly skilled labor market. Okay? However, what you may not have is the marketing, and for the rest of the world to know the potential of Kenyans and Kenyans business owners and Kenya as a country itself.
It has emerged that more than 2 million households in the country are unable to meet their subsistence needs now. This is according to AGRA and the Food and Land Use Coalition during the second Regenerative Agriculture Conference. According to research, despite having access to farmland, smallholder farmers are greatly affected due to lack of resources.
To address sustainable food and land use system in Kenya, the Food and Land Use Coalition has identified 5 critical transitions. One of them is around healthy diets. So one of our partners, GAIN, the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, and many other partners are working to ensure that farmers and everybody across the country has access to good, safe and nutritious food. We also have identified productive and regenerative agriculture as a transition towards a sustainable food and land use system in Kenya. So initiatives that Agri is running, for instance, the Strengthening Regenerative Agriculture project in Kenya that we're implementing in Makueni, Tharaka Nithi, Kitui, is enabling farmers to adapt to the changing weather patterns. But also partners along this line are having various practices. In Agri, we have another initiative called LISTEN, the Laikipia, Isiolo, Samburu, transforming the environment through Nexus. This project also strengthens the farmers' resilience towards food system transformation. But also we have identified protecting and restoring nature, ensuring that our natural resource management is well harnessed and well utilized to ensure that we address a sustainable food system.
Critical issue for all counties now. We are all coming from a lot of shocks that is affecting our farmers. The other day we have had flash floods. We've had issues to do with land degradation because there's continuous land use aspects that probably are not very sustainable. And you notice that a lot of smallholder farmers are now engaging in agriculture being the main activity. When all other economic activities are not productive and progressive, then people are left with no option but to try to make a living out of the land that is available.
To stop cattle rustling and restoring security in Tiaty, Baringa County, women are now engaging in agricultural activities, ditching the rearing of cattle and sheep. Now, the women say the struggle to feed the animals has led to conflict in the area, but is now a reprieve to the women who say engaging in agriculture activities has brought change among them, lasting peace in the area.
Unaona tutaendelea.
Hapa sasa nilio madan nilikuwa na kitu mingi na hatuna mahali pa kupanda.
Nikaweka mpaka juzi nikaona iko kidogo.
Iko kusema nini?
Imeiva.
Vipi amesema hivyo?
Nashukuru sana shirika la Action Aid tangu wakuje watufunze mambo na kilimo, tumenufaika kiuchumi na hata imetusaidia mambo na maneno ya fees na hata watoto wamepata chakula kwa karibu. Si ile tulikuwa tunategemea samani kwenda kilomita mbali, tulikuwa tunaenda Laikipia kutafuta mboga. Tangu tufunzwe na Action Aid hii maneno ya mboga na kilimo hii ndogo ndogo imetunufaisha sana.
Huku kuna malnutrition mob sana. Sasa watoto walikula mboga, walikula greens. So imetusaidia afya ya watoto imekuwa. Hata sisi wenyewe tumekuwa na afya njema na tumefurahia sana.
Peleta amani sana kwa sababu hii maneno ya kupeleka ng'ombe wakati wanarudisha ng'ombe pengine hapo sasa ng'ombe zingine zinapata kuibiwa. Lakini saa hii hata hao vijana wetu wameanza kukua wakulima. Na saa hii hawaendi hata hawaoni hiyo maana ya ng'ombe tena kufuata ng'ombe. Juu saa hii hata wanalima mahindi na wanauza hiyo mahindi. Within short time wako na pesa, mamilioni ya pesa.
Hawa wamama wako na ujuzi, wako na akili na wana kila siku wanapambana na haya majanga. Sasa wako na njia ya mwafaka ya kuweza kusuluhisha. Kitu wamekosa tu ni mtu wa kuwashika mkono na kuwaonyesha hii. Na hiyo ndio kitu Action Aid inakuja kufanya hapa.
Very well, those are stories making headlines on Farm Kenya Agri News segment. But now I want us to get into the conversation on grafting fruit trees. Just what does that mean? What are the benefits of grafting in the industry, that is the agricultural sector that we have today? We know this is one of the ways that farmers, especially in Ukambani region, are employing. But do we also have other farmers in other parts of the country that are tapping into grafting of fruit trees? With that, I shall be having this conversation with Julius Waweru, who is the founder of Ukulima Modern Seedlings and Nurseries. He is also an agri-influencer and also an agri-digital connector. But before that, I just want our camera people to just focus on the trees that we have here. I know that there's a lot going on, including tools of trade that Julius will be having. And also he shall be taking us through the fact that some trees here actually have wounds. They've not yet healed. That entire conversations on matters to do with grafting, but that is not me to say, but Julius Waweru. Julius, welcome on set as we have this conversation. When we talk about grafting, what are some of the benefits that grafting has, especially for those farmers who are into fruit farming?
So basically, I'll start by a simple definition of what grafting means. So grafting is basically a union of two parts of a plant. That is the rootstock, the lower part, and then there's the top part, of which we call the scion. So with grafting, basically you try to bring these two parts to make more of a hybrid product. Yes, that's basically what grafting is all about. But now when we talk about the rootstock, like the seedlings that you can see here, the rootstock itself has the root characteristics that are maybe adaptable and resistant to some diseases, while the scion itself has the desirable characteristic of which the farmers may be interested in.
And Julius, now in this industry, a lot of people usually refer to things as kienyeji and the modern stuff. Now, I assume grafting is what has come because of the technology and everything. But now there are those farmers who still say, I like it kienyeji style, the way I've known how to do it. So what's the differences if you compare the kienyeji trees, the indigenous trees, as compared to the new modern stuff, which is grafting?
You see, with grafting, there is an improvement in yields, then the desirable characteristics. Then we are moving in with times. So the indigenous varieties might not be as producing as the newly improved varieties. Then we have so many issues with changes in climate and such other things. So there's an aspect of adaptability as well. So we cannot really focus on the old ways of doing things rather than the current ways of doing things. And for you, again, to be in agribusiness, you must have plants or crops that are high yielding, of which that's one of the benefits of grafting. Yes.
Now we know that even in fruit trees, now there is certain specific trees that would do best in different areas. Now, for example, say I want to put up oranges. There are other places that would do better with pixies. Others would do best with the traditional orange fruits that we know. So in terms of grafting, does it help you to decide what to do where?
Yes, basically when it comes to grafting, we first of all concentrate so much on the rootstock. Okay. You see, the rootstock it's adaptable to certain climatic regions. But more so, before we even think of the climatic regions, there's what we call the edaphic factors. The edaphic factors, these are the soil factors. You really need to understand where that particular crop is suited. Let's say like we have avocados doing well in Murang'a and some other regions, like I've seen in the news here. But you see, they are with times they are also doing very well in Kisii regions and other regions. So there are so many things that you can talk about. There are so many changes that have come, and we'll be able to address one at a time.
And I think if you compare also the indigenous trees and the grafting, the grafted trees, would you say there is changes in taste? Does it affect the final taste of the product, of the fruit? Or what would affect that?
When it comes to taste, it's not something that is so tangible, something that you would feel, although it's a hybrid, but it have. Okay, if you go to the genetics of things, obviously there's that exchange because you have a different rootstock and a different scion. We wouldn't deny so much, but it's not so into it. It's not so much into details. Yes.
So what are the benefits of grafting trees if someone would ask you today?
So the benefit of grafting, one, there's an issue of adaptability, like I've said, that like you can see here, we have a lemon tree. A lemon seedling is basically hardy, and it has a very robust rooting system, and that's why on top we'll put the Pixie, the Washington, the Valencia, and stuff like depending on what you desire. So then again, there's the issue of yields. the new breeds or what you are really interested in when it comes to grafting, the top part, the scion, it's usually high yielding. That's the second one. The third point is on disease resistance. Like we'll see, most of these indigenous seedlings or crops, they are a bit resistant to certain root diseases. Like we'll see, there's a case of the passion fruit. With passion fruit, we graft with the yellow passion, or what we call the bitter passion. The bitter passion is more resistant to fusarium wilt, and fusarium wilt, which is a very lethal disease. If it affects your passion fruit, within 14 days, everything will be wiped out. Yes.
And those are like some of the pros. And what are some of the challenges that you face every day when it comes to fruit grafting? What would you say makes your life a bit difficult?
So one, that's a very good question. When it comes to the sourcing of indigenous seeds, especially the avocado seeds, with time we are really moving into the mass production, and there's a decline of the indigenous seeds. So getting these indigenous seeds is a challenge. And mind you, we'll get the importance of having that particular indigenous seed. If you miss on that indigenous seeds, it means that you really miss on the root characteristic that you are looking for. So I believe that also in time, there are people who will be researching on the best way that we can maybe preserve the genetic ability of that seed. So the next challenge is usually on sourcing the scions, like the ones that I have here. You see, it's off season. We've been harvesting avocados, so it's not the right time to get the scions. You see, because these scions, you'll see there's those characteristics that you need for the scions. It must be in the dormant stage. Right at the moment, if you have seeds at the nursery, you cannot get the right scions at this time. So that now focuses on the issue of timing, like we'll see. Yeah, so basically those are some of the major challenges that. Then slightly on getting a good personnel, a person who can really do grafting well, it's usually a challenge. Yes.
Why would that be a challenge? And also in terms of now that everyone seems to be moving into the grafting basically modern way of doing things, we are losing the indigenous seeds. So how then do we create that balance so that we don't lose the seeds that we depend on for grafting? So how do we create that balance?
Maybe over time we usually have something we call a clonal garden when it comes, if you establish a nursery. With a clonal garden, it's two-faced. A clonal garden, you can have a clonal garden where you preserve the parental genes of that particular indigenous seed. That means that we need to establish farms where we just grow the indigenous seeds, where we can now be sourcing the seeds. Then on the other hand, maybe we'll have someone, like I've said before, who will go into science, the genetic way of doing things, and will be able to preserve those, the genetic components of that indigenous seed. Yeah. Then again on that, the clonal garden, that's where again you need to have your has seedlings or particular fruit trees. That's the place where you will be sourcing the scions from, because again you need scions that are healthy, disease-free, pest-free, and the likes.
And you've mentioned something to do with the personnel. Clearly, it is a challenge pretty much, because you allude to the fact that getting a professional who would be able to help with grafting is difficult. So then how do we bridge that gap? Because at the end of the day, if the grafting business is what is creating more yields, therefore you need a personnel that will be able to meet the demand and also the standards that have been laid down. So in terms of the government, all the stakeholders coming together and making sure that we have, if it's graduates or extension officers who understand the business, how do we go about it?
One, I'll appreciate the government in one way, in that there's a project that has been rolled out and we are in it. It's called the NAV CDP. And one of the criteria that was there was the selection was that all the mentees will be graduates, or not necessarily graduates, will have something to do with agriculture, either a certificate, a diploma, or a degree or something just related to agriculture. So that tells you that if we make it so professional that Julius, we know what Julius can do, then we tap on that, then I guess we'll have crossed all these barriers and challenges. Yeah. Then again on reliability of grafters, you realize that at the moment, it's the time that we are grafting. So getting reliable people, it's usually a bit difficult because it's an on and off activity. Right now we are not grafting, you lose this person. Not unless now you retain this person in your nursery doing some other activities, of which that's what now we do. We make sure that we change roles. Like for instance, at the moment we are not grafting, now we change you to the other role. You'll be now like watering, maintaining the nursery activities, sales and such other things. Yes.
Yeah, and that is Julius Waweru, who is the founder Ukulima Modern Seedling and Nurseries. As it takes us through the entire conversation on grafting, why we should tap on that, but equally he is saying that we should not forget where it is we're from, because we depend on those seedlings for us to be able to do grafting. But when we come back from this short commercial break, I just want us to get into grafting. Let's make our hands dirty today. I've rolled my sleeves because perhaps Aseto will be the next grafter in town. See you after this short commercial break. To their ears, but welcome back as we continue to have this discussion on matters to do with grafting, the benefits that there are. But right now I want us to get into the demonstration of what exactly grafting is, so that you there at home would be able to equally just understand how this process goes, so that you and I can become grafters, be able to tap into this modern way of doing things, reaping big and being able to stay afloat. But now I just want to welcome back Julius Waweru as we continue to have this discussion. Now, Julius, I see here we have a lot of fruit trees. If you could just take us through what it is we have here. So this is lemon.
We can start here. Yes, this is lemon. This is a lemon seedling, and you start the propagation starts right from a seed, the lemon seed that we usually have, the normal seed.
So I would say this is like the indigenous lemon.
Yes, this actually you're very right. This should be an indigenous lemon, what we call the rough lemon, because you understand there are so many types of lemons. There's the Maya lemon and so many other varieties of lemons, but basically it should be the rough lemon.
The rough lemon.
Yes.
So this is where everything starts from.
Yes.
Yes. And now just take me through what else we have here.
Then here we have a rootstock for avocado.
Okay.
This is the indigenous avocado. Those indigenous, zile za kitambo. Yes.
Okay, so this is all non-grafted, yeah?
Yes, non-grafted.
Okay. And that one?
Then here we have passion fruit. This is non-grafted also.
Okay.
And this is the yellow passion, the bitter yellow passion. Yes.
All right, so this is pretty much where you start from before you start grafting. And I can also see that on the table we have, maybe if you could just explain to us why we have these here and what these are.
So we'll start with this one. This is a sample of a scion. You remember we talked about the top part, the desirable top part that we graft now with the rootstock.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a harvested scion.
Okay.
We'll be able to check out the characteristics of getting a desirable scion.
So we'd say this is a scion from what fruit? What tree?
This is a scion from a Hass plant.
Plant.
Yes,
okay.
avocado.
And this?
Then this is a scion from a pixie crop, a pixie fruit.
Okay.
Yes, this is what will be used to graft now, the lemon.
This is also a scion from.
This is again a scion, a passion fruit scion. For this is now a purple passion.
Okay.
Remember, we said this is the yellow passion.
The yellow passion.
Yes.
So I'm meant to understand that when it comes to grafting, there are two very important aspects. That is the rootstock and the scion.
Yes.
Those are the two parts that we now come to marry together to now form a fully grafted tree. And if you could just take us through, also I think on the table pretty much we have tools of trade. This is, well,
this is
like a surgeon.
Yes, this is my surgeon. I never leave this behind. This is what we call secateurs, or simply makasi.
You know, actually, in primary school, they were called secateurs. Are they the same
Secateurs,
things?
yes.
Okay. This is just a modern way, because I remember we used to use these ones.
Yes, they are also shears. Shears, yes.
Okay.
So this is what we use to cut hard, what would you call hard plants.
Hard plants, okay.
Like you see, with lemons are a bit hard,
Okay.
but for avocado, they are quite not so hard. They are quite soft.
Okay, I see you also have a pen knife.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the grafting knife.
Oh.
This is the grafting knife, and it should be very sharp. Then again, this one is used for grafting the hard plants, or plants that have a very hard stem. The likes of macadamia, coffee, and citrus. Yes.
You also have a razor blade. This is a surgical knife.
Yes. These two, I'll combine these two because there are some people who prefer this than this. This is the surgical blade.
Okay.
This is usually very sharp and haipotezi makali.
Okay.
It doesn't lose its sharpness as fast. But again, this one, it's better because it's firm.
Okay.
So I recommend this rather than this. But there are people who are comfortable using this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also the price factor, I think.
Okay.
is
Yeah,
one
again,
to
the price
consider
factor.
as well, yeah.
Yes.
And now we know, I hope the people watching us today from NEMA do not come for us, but we also have polythene. So this one is also, I think, one of the most important aspects of grafting. So why do we have polythene paper on set?
Yes, so this is basically what we call a strap, or a wrapping paper that we'll use now to graft.
Okay.
Mind you, this is NEMA certified.
Oh, this one is NEMA certified.
This one is NEMA certified.
We are
Feel
safe.
We are safe, yes.
All right. So and as always, we have the safety gloves.
Yes, on this end, remember we always say that safety starts with you. But on this end now, we have the gloves. For these gloves, we use them when you are grafting thorny plants, like this one. You see, it's hard for you to handle citrus at times, especially when they are old. Yes.
All right. So approximately, I mean, if one wants to get into grafting, yeah. So if you just top of your mind, how much would this cost anyone to get into it?
The tools?
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
Tools around 2,500.
2,500.
Yes.
And you are set to go.
Yes, you have all this.
All right. So can you just take us through the grafting process, yeah, so that we know how you marry the two before we get there. Maybe you could just let's just take one that you've already grafted.
You can start with the Hass avocado.
Okay.
So I'll go to details a bit because I've been in extension for quite a while, and there are challenges that farmers do face when it comes to even sourcing the right seedlings. You can see the seedling that I'm holding right now, it's 1 foot plus.
Okay.
Yes? So the seedling should be 1 foot plus.
Okay.
You'll be safe.
Okay.
Then the next thing, make sure that the seedlings that you buy, you source them from a certified nursery. To mean, it's a professional who has done that work. He or she has maintained the characteristic of the rootstock. Then again, the same person has you have the desirable part that you are looking for.
Okay.
So if you are going for Hass avocado, you are definitely sure that this is Hass avocado.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So with your tools, yeah, I just want you to take us through the grafting process. We wrap everything and we see how we get from this to that. If it's possible to just demonstrate how you go about it.
Yes. So I'll start with this one. This is the indigenous seedling. The indigenous seedling.
I could help you carry it. There's no pressure.
Yes. Just hold it that way. For this one, like you can see here, it should be 1 foot plus.
Yes.
Yes. This is like 1 foot. Then the metric that you use or the criteria that you use to know whether it's right for grafting, it's in the right stage, despite the number of months, you can just have a simple check. You see, the harder it is, I would say the worst it is for it to be grafted.
Okay.
So you shouldn't graft from this end. You shouldn't graft from this end. Now, if you check from this point here, this point tells you that it's not so hard, it's not so soft. So this becomes now the right point of grafting.
Okay.
And it should be 1 foot plus.
1 foot. Okay.
Anything below that will give you a challenge in the field. So from there you come with your razor. You make sure that you remove this. Then remember we identified this part. So you just make a one-off cut.
A one-off cut.
A one-off cut. So from there, you can just place it there. Remember, we had our scion. This is our scion. And the scion should be sourced from a mature plant. But again, there is a criteria for scion that it should be dormant.
Okay.
It should be dormant. Then, for purposes of demonstration, I came with this whole branch for you to see that.
Okay.
From here to here, you see, we don't have what we call eyes, the buds.
Okay.
You see? So this part, the whole of this part is not okay.
Okay.
So you can just hold here.
But this one you don't need a one-off cut.
Yes. So we discard. We've just discarded that part, right? From there, you can just remove the excess leaves, like I'm doing. Yes. So with this, now you have what we call a scion. Now this is a scion. But again, you have the buds or the eyes. This is a bud, a bud, a bud, a bud, a bud, a bud. The same criteria that we used for the rootstock, we'll still use the same criteria.
Okay.
So you see from this end, you see it's a bit hard.
It's a bit hard, yes.
Yes, as you go upwards, it becomes soft. So we also discard this part that is so soft.
Okay.
Right? Yes, you can just help me hold here. You see? Then again, there's this part that we discarded. If you look closely here, it has what we call fiber.
Oh, okay.
The fiber, the white part. It means that it's old. So it's so hard for it to exchange the materials.
Okay.
So we also discard
the fiber.
Yes, the fiber. You see? From there, now you sharpen the scion. Make sure that you make it one off as well. You see? And it should be wedge shaped like that. Then you come and make a groove here.
So pretty much the groove, so pretty much the groove is splitting it into two.
Yes, you split it into two. Okay. This is what we call the wedge technique. Then the same, now this is where everything lies. You can have a very good rootstock, you can have a very good scion, but now when it comes for you to merge the two, you mess. So you make sure that now the groove and the scion, they have the same, it's like, I would call it the distance, the chop.
Depth, the depth.
depth.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this chop. So from there you come and insert it here. You carefully insert it here. You see? Then, if you check the union, the rootstock, the diameter of the rootstock, and the diameter of the scion, if possible, they should be the same. We usually talk of pencil thickness. So like you see for this one, it has really come out so well. Because the size of the scion and the size of the rootstock are similar. But if it's not in all cases that you'll meet the criteria of the rootstock merging with the scion. So at that point, you make sure that one side of the scion and one side of the rootstock merge. Because our interest is on what we call the cambium tissues. Now the outer layers. The outer layers is where the exchange of materials takes place. That's where you should make sure that they merge. This skin should match the skin of the scion. From there, you just hold it a bit tightly. Then you have your wrapper here. Then you make sure that you wrap it so well.
Which has to also be very tight.
Let's get a good, this one is a bit better.
So basically everything has to be precise.
Everything has to be precise. You must be very keen attention to details. Yes. Then while you are tying this way, you make sure that this upper part, this upper part, it's also so tight that no air or water can get inside.
So why are we making it so tight that no water nor air gets inside? How does that affect the overall performance?
You see already, this is a wound.
Okay.
So letting in air and water would cause more harm.
Or even infection.
Infections, yes, we would call them infections. Then again, it will basically not heal.
Okay, so pretty much where we stand right now, this is a grafting process that we've just gone through, and this is now ready to go back into the next process, which would be what?
Yes. Now, from this stage, it now goes to the next stage, of which now we call the maintenance stage. You make sure that you water properly, you keep it in a shaded region, such. Yes.
So this one now would give us what fruit?
Now this one will give you the Hass avocado. Yes.
Okay. So pretty much we started here. The process we've gone through is the grafting process, and this will now become the Hass avocado, which would be
this one. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is the high yield avocado that is now pretty much doing well in the country and even being exported.
Yes, this is it now.
So in terms of just going through this entire process, it's not something that is, it is intricate, it is very delicate, but it's something that can be done at home. So what would be your message to farmers out there who want to get into grafting?
So I would say that grafting is very interesting because as much as it's a science, it's also an art. And agriculture is also a bit therapeutic because after you've joined the two plants, then you nurture them, then you see them get to this stage, you transfer them to field, and you get the yield. It's quite therapeutic and encouraging.
So how long?
I would encourage people to just practice it, and at least you can save a coin.
And so when it comes to this wound, how long does it take before it is finally, say, it's healed, that we can remove the wrapper?
So first, there's the healing process. With the healing process, it will just start shooting from the buds.
Okay.
From the buds. That will basically take around 2 months or thereabout, it will have healed. But before now you remove this wrapper here, it's just about like 3 months. You make sure that the wound is fully healed, because you can remove the wrapper, and if the wound is not healed enough, like we've said, there is the environmental factors, the rain, the air, and the likes. They'll just mess up with the wound. Instead, it will be worse. Yes.
Yeah. So I think personally, as a setter, I think these would remain here for Standard. This would be a donation to Standard Group as a very harsh avocado. But as we talk about this, we also have other fruits here. And like approximately, this one has taken how long for it to get here?
4 months.
4 months.
Yes.
So it is not also such a fast process. It is a very patient process that someone needs to engage in. It is not due today, 2 weeks, you're seeing the results.
Yes. Like when you graft, you'll have to wait for like 3-4 months before you sell. So it takes a lot of patience to get here. Yes.
And what would be your message finally to our farmers who are watching, or to anyone who just wants to become a grafter?
So one thing to the farmers, I would insist that you get the right seedlings. Seedlings that are certified, and seedlings that are sure they are true to type. Because right now, if a setter, I ask you, you said you wanted some orange. Which orange variety is this?
I plead the fifth, you just tell me.
So this is Pixie.
Pixie.
But somebody just asked, I just want some oranges, some grafted oranges. Yes, still it's grafted orange. But maybe this could be Washington Navel or Valencia, and I've sold you. Yes.
Very well. That is Julius Waweru from the Ukulima Modern Farming and Nurseries. And he has taken us through the entire grafting process as he tells us matters to do with grafting and how we can go through it. And before I just let you go, Julius, how much would these go for?
So one, it depends with the size, and the size of the plant, which is usually dictated by the size of the potting bag. Like you can see here, we have this is more this is a bigger paper than this one. So but basically seedlings range from 100 shillings to 200, 300 shillings, depending on the size and maybe the outlets.
So if I want to get to you, you have a social media page where I can get you?
Yes, I'm all over social media as Ukulima Modern Seedlings. Check me on Facebook, check me on Instagram, check me on TikTok. Then, and I'm very active on Twitter as The Farmer Guide. The same case on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn.
So I'm all over. I'm an agri-influencer, and I'm also trying to, as much as possible, to bridge the extension gap through the digital spaces. Yes.
Yeah. That is Julius Waweru. He says that he is the grafting master. We've just gone through the entire process from an indigenous avocado and merged that with Hass avocado. We wait these for the next 3 or 4 months for it to start producing and making sure that the wound has actually healed. This on my right is a mixture of Pixie oranges that we should be getting here in some few months. And as we continue to have this conversation, talk to Mr. Waweru. He shall help you with it. And to farmers out there, this is the way to go, modern way to go, and making sure that as we continue with this entire conversation on food security, agriculture is the way to go. It is not all about having it easy. It takes patience. It takes the technology. It takes the prowess of the likes of Julius Waweru for us to be able to make it home and dry. My name is Dennis Aseto. Let's take this short commercial break. We will be back finally with Chef Ron from the Nairobi Street Kitchen as we make some good tantalizing meals. See you in a bit.
Pamoja na tukue pamoja kuimarisha Kenya. na tukue pamoja kuimarisha Kenya, ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Thank you for watching and welcome back. Now, we're just from a segment where we've gone through grafting, making of avocado, that is the Hass avocado. And right here today on this segment, I want to welcome Chef Ron from the Nairobi Street Kitchen as we make something that comes from these plants, which is the avo toast and the home salad. Chef Ron, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well.
Yes, now no busy, things are sizzling, yeah?
Yeah.
So just take us through today's menu. I mean, what's up?
What I'll be making. So the two of the dishes I'll be making are from one of the concepts that we have. It's called spilt milk. So it's a house salad and our avo toast. So our house salad basically comprises of rockets. It has a protein that's chicken, has a few other items such as sunflower seeds, some sun-dried tomatoes, feta cheese. It's a very rich food with minerals, has protein. It's protein packed with chicken. Chicken is good, like especially for the breast. It's a lean source of protein. So basically, you're not really having so much fat coming into your body. So you're good to go, especially if you're checking on your cholesterol levels. Also, the avo toast is more or less the same, especially for the avocado, since it's also a good source of fat. So you're getting healthy fats in your body. It's also packed with, it's rich in fiber, and also has feta cheese, which is also low in fat as compared to the other cheeses. And it's a very, really healthy type of dish. And you get, especially for the avo toast, you get like a high fiber kind of rich food, especially since we're using the multi-grain kind of bread, which is high in fiber, has different kind of seeds making in it, and different types of flours. Yeah, so if you're really looking for something that, especially if you're health conscious, you can go for both dishes. Salads are usually known to be a good source of, like, if you're really watching your diet and all that, you just have to be conscious with what you're actually putting inside. If it's a meat, don't put something that's too fatty, because it kills the whole idea of having like a healthy meal. Yeah.
So with this kind of meal, what would you say would be the perfect time to consume it?
Salads are usually a really nice meal, especially if you're looking for a light kind of dish. From mid-morning to around lunchtime, you can have that. For the avo toast, that's a really good breakfast item, or you can have it as a lunch item, because most people associate bread with breakfast. So you can actually have it at that. And these two items being like light in a way, you can also have it if you're looking to have like really simple, quick, fast fixes meals during also your lunch period. You can also consider having them. Yeah.
And I can say here we have a plethora of ingredients that you're going to be having today. So if you could just maybe...
So some of these items are just the compilations of what we're actually using. So these are butternut, pumpkin seeds. We have some microgreens as for garnish. Now this is the rocket leaves. That's the main...
Rocket leaves.
Rocket leaves.
Rocket leaves.
Yes.
Are we going to space today?
Inside your body, yes.
Inside my body, we're going to space. So these are just, but some of the. This you said is butternut.
Pumpkin.
Malenge. Malenge. All right, and then these would be.
Now that's the pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds as well, and then this is what we say we're going to space with. It's called the rocket leaves.
Arugula, or other people know them as arugula.
Arugula.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So and this is chili?
These are the sun-dried tomatoes. Basically cherry tomatoes that we oven dried.
Okay.
And we use them to just enhance the flavor of the dish that we're making. So our main components here, I'm just bringing my salad together. As I wait for the chicken to cook. And then we'll finalize the dish, and you can see how it all comes together. Yeah.
All right, so pretty much this is something that say for someone who's really health conscious and I'm checking my weight, I'm checking what I'm getting, and this would be like the perfect meal for them.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are others who say like the keto meals and whatnot. Is this part of the keto diet? Would it fall in there?
Well, minus the meat?
The meat.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Ah, all right.
Yeah.
So pretty much this is for everybody who wants to check their weight, do good out there. This will be the best home salad for you. And the avotoast, avocado actually seems to be having very good oils in it. The other day I was being told that avocado is actually one of the oils that is good for your body, does not risk you adding weight and all that.
Yes, yes. It's also good for your heart because you know how cholesterol really affects our blood pressure because of, you know, having like your veins constrained with so much fat, so your heart keeps pumping so much, like it works twice as much. So it reduces your blood pressure. It's good for, it reduces the blood pressure levels. You get basically good healthy fats, and also it has good antioxidant properties. So you get also the benefits of that.
And chef, I think aside from you just being a chef and being in the kitchen area the day, what do you apply on your face? Because I know avocado mask is equally good. So
it's just drink a lot of water.
Drink a lot of water,
and also wash your face by the time you're getting home to remove all the dirt that you've accumulated during the day.
Okay, I think I'll talk to one of our ladies here to bring you the avocado mask. I think that will be good. Because you see we're having avotoast, so
it will be ideal.
Mask. Exactly.
I can try it out, but you just
on making the chicken. Yeah. So how long does this pretty much just stay on
heat?
On heat, yeah.
Usually depends with the thickness of the chicken.
Okay.
So if you wanna avoid having too dry chicken, like such a dry chicken, you can check the breast. You can, if it's too thick, slice it in half so it can stay in the pan for a little time. So you can give it maybe 10 minutes max. If you have an oven, throw it in there, give it 5 minutes. But all like the cooking depends also on just the thickness of the meat item.
All right.
Yeah.
And that would be what you are.
This is called microgreens. Microgreens. They're like mini germinated seedlings of certain plants.
Okay.
Yeah. So we normally use them for garnish. Just bring a bit more oomph and make a dish look good.
Okay.
So the dressing we use, it's pretty simple. It's a lemon and lime. It's a olive oil and lime dressing. You just mix it together, season it with some salt and pepper. So olive oil is also known to be good for your body, and yeah, it's a healthy oil. So basically, it just builds up the whole, if you health conscious kind of situation when you're having this type of meal.
I think I'll just be wearing one so that I could help you mix that as you continue with
other dishes.
Yeah,
so this is pretty much done.
So from now moving forward, so I think it will be done after I've mixed as well. So call me Chef Aceto today. I just became Grafter Aceto, now I'm a chef.
You've been grafted into
really
chef food.
Yeah, this looks really nice. Really nice, ready to go. So this would be the salad?
The house salad,
house salad.
Yes.
Okay, so you say this is ready to go?
That's ready to go. So we're gonna put it here.
Okay.
One of these bowls.
Okay, so I can just use my hand to...
Yeah.
All right, cool. So sour. So I can see that we have cheese here as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me more about the cheese. There are others who say, cheese is not my thing. So what makes this cheese pretty much just stand out?
It's feta cheese. It's a really low fat type of cheese.
Okay.
So you don't really have to be so alarmed with having like, it's cheese, so it's a bit fatty, and it's not like your regular, let's say maybe mozzarella or cheddar.
Yeah.
So you're really good to go when you're talking about feta cheese. If you're having feta cheese on your salad.
Okay.
And it's also good for your gut.
Okay.
Because of how it's processed. Lactic acid. It has some really good microbiomes when it's been when it develops when it's been processed. So you just need to cook this a bit more.
Okay.
Especially the thicker parts.
Okay.
Don't want to have raw chicken.
Raw chicken.
Yeah. So if you're not so sure about like if your chicken is done, you can just cut it a bit, check on the inside, then just finish it up once you slice it properly. Yeah, so yeah, this other part is good to go. Just slice it nicely.
So with the cheese as well, there are those people who say that they are lactose intolerant. Would this cheese be good for them?
No, this won't. Because the type of where it's gotten, the type of milk that it's gotten from, it's got lactose. But there are other people that these days there are options of having cheeses that lactose free. Yes. Daily they're made from either almond milk, soy milk, the likes, like plant-based milk. So that would be ideal for those kind of people. Yeah.
So pretty much this is a meal that even for those who are lactose intolerant, it's a meal they would enjoy.
They would enjoy.
Much there's an option for them.
Yeah, you can either, if maybe a place doesn't have those the lactose intolerant or lactose free type of cheese, you can just mention like just omit the feta. Then you can have everything else. Yeah.
Okay. And now I see we are on bread.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to make the avocado toast. So that's just me toasting the bread. This is a multi-cereal bread. Then I'll finish it off with some. I'll just top it off with some herb cream cheese. And then apply. Then put my avocado, my feta, and some of the sun-dried tomatoes just as garnish. Then you can see how it all comes together.
And the way I see the bread itself, comes from more of wholemeal bread, which goes to the entire conversation on having a good heavy meal that would last you longer, good fibers in the bread as well, which is a good thing. So pretty much what we're talking about here is we're eating good, beautiful food that will last you longer pretty much throughout the day.
Yes.
So as a chef now, when I say you are producing, you're preparing this for your client or even at home, just how critical is it for you to prepare food that is not only nutritious, but also ticks all the good boxes in terms of healthy eating?
Anytime chefs coming up with a menu, especially now with how the trend of food is moving, really have to be health conscious and consider clients who really want to have meals that are wholesome and they're health conscious. So we really have to take that into consideration, especially like how things are moving right now. And it's a key thing whenever we're making any menu. So we definitely have to consider how the type of meals we're making, what we're putting inside it, how we are putting it all together, and the components that are coming inside it. It just doesn't have to be well, it will be healthy, but we also have to make it appealing. And because at first we eat with our eyes. We don't want to just have boring food. You know, you need to enjoy what you're eating.
The stomach needs to be happy with what it's seeing.
You need to say, then you're like, wow. You know.
All right. So in terms of, I think on the same conversation, on healthy eating over the past, with the way things are changing, how has that changed the entire industry pretty much? Like the demand from people to eat healthy food, how is that going as opposed to fast foods and whatnot?
Come again?
In terms of like as a chef right now, how is the demand for healthy
food?
Foods,
Oh, it's really high, because guys now, whenever they're coming to ask about a particular item on the menu, they ask what components are inside this, because some of these people like know maybe if it has too much butter, this is not good for me, especially if they're cutting down. Some are really cutting down on not having bread in their diet, so they ask, does it have bread, or can they get like a substitute, or like maybe what type of bread is being used to make this particular dish.
And that is avocado?
This is this is the herb cream cheese.
Oh, the herb cream cheese.
Yeah, so it's just basically cream cheese that's been mixed with a herb marination. Yeah, just a few herbs blended in together and seasoned with some salt and maybe some lime juice. So yeah, you can use any type of herb that you prefer. Yeah, this is.
And you see, a lot of people would want to say that that is an avocado yenye imeenda shule. You can see how clean that is, So know where to get your avocados. Earlier, if you wanted to get avocados for your farm, talk to Julius Waweru, the guy we had earlier, because he's into avocado farming, and also we just grafted one. I think in a few years here at Standard Group will be having good avocados. But if you want to know how to select, you go to Chef Ron, because he knows how to pick his avocados and zimeenda shule. But now let's get back to the entire process of preparation. And Chef, yes, so now that is what you now apply on the bread.
On the bread, yes. So that's one of the components. Then this is just, I'm trying to get this avocado out as best as I can. I think it's a bit stuck.
You said we need to feed with our eyes first.
Yeah, so this is me trying to get the best out of this particular avocado that we have.
And you see, over time now, avocado has really become a delicacy on our tables.
Yeah.
Especially for guys who love ugali. Yeah, ugali and sukuma avocado has to be on the menu. But that goes to show you the way Kenyans are now consuming foods. It has really changed. Avocado back in the days, like someone told us yesterday, they considered that to be chakula ya ng'ombe.
Yeah. So, I mean, not a lot of guys weren't really keen on having avocado. They're just like, it's just regular fruits. But once people started understanding like the health benefits that comes with avocado or having it in your diet, they started getting more and more keen into getting it encompassed into the daily eating habits, as compared to not just assuming that this is not what you'd expect. So
that is the presentation.
That
is what you say. You eat with your eyes first before you get to taste it. Your guts have to be happy on what it is seeing. So pretty much that is what you call the avo toast, and now you just making it look pretty. Msichana mrembo lazima tunzwe.
Exactly. Just finishing it up. Some of this.
So this is the sun-dried
cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes.
Yes.
Now tell me about the cherry tomatoes. I visited South Korea recently, and the cherry tomatoes actually is induced with stevia, and it's considered to be one of the snacks for breakfast. So cherry tomatoes and it being consumed, you would rather consume it raw?
You can have
roasted.
Depends what you like, and how the idea of the dish, because there are certain salads that go with fresh cherry tomatoes. Others maybe you can dry them. Some people usually dry them to preserve them and have them last longer, especially if we know that these are seasonal items. So you just have to preserve them, especially if you want to have them for after available during particular periods of time.
And at Nairobi Street Kitchen, is this something that I would walk in anytime and say, Chef Ron, nataka ile avo toast?
Once you just come in, sit down, you'll be welcome very well, and you can place your order, and you'll definitely be served exactly it is that
you want. And those are
the sunflower seeds.
So
this is basically the whole dish coming together. The good thing with the avo toast, you can add a protein to it. Basically, that's the egg. So you can just decide how you want your egg. Can be scrambled, can be like a fried egg, could be an over easy. That's like a medium egg, like a soft egg yolk, or a sunny side up, as what's commonly known.
How do you like yours?
You can scrambled, a nice fried egg.
All right. Sour. So this is a better presentation. And also, Chef Ron, when it comes to matters to do with your industry, presentation is really key.
Yes, it is.
So in terms of presentation and how it looks, how does that maintain or retain customers? Just on presentation.
Presentation. People also, especially at this particular time, we're social media influenced. So anytime people usually go and eat somewhere and the food really looks nice, you're compelled to just take a picture. So once you do that, share it on your socials, definitely someone will be interested, like, yo, what's that? And you definitely say you got it from this particular place, and that would push someone to actually come and actually want to get.
And I think on that note, let's take a photo. And I'll tag you on Instagram, and together with the Nairobi Street Kitchen, because what you've just done is the I have to eat with my eyes.
Yes.
But equally, I have to tell people that I was, Chef Ron was here.
Yeah.
And things were looking really nice.
Yes.
So that looks really good, actually. It looks really, really dope. So that is the avocado toast, and these would be
the house salad.
The house salad.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the avocado toast by Chef Ron. Presentation is key. It looks nice to the eyes. I bet it tastes nice. I think my crew really want to have a piece. We shall be sharing that meal a little bit later. But this as well is now the house salad, as he says. And now I think I just want to go together with the Chef Ron. We just go through it. Let's taste this and just tell the people how this goes through. So fork and knife, and yeah, pretty much. So let's see how that goes. So yeah, that would be me. Looks really nice. Now the test.
Thank you, my good sir.
Very good. Take your sauce. Sally, I think you should come here. Yeah? So looks really nice. You can hear my director telling me that he needs some. So yeah, Mark, you shall be tasting some after this, but it looks really good. I think we should also try the house salad.
Yeah.
So you go first. I keep telling people that napenda maboga. So let's see how this maboga tastes. Just like Christmas morning.
Really good.
Really good.
So yeah,
it's Christmas morning because I'm a Christmas baby. I was born on Christmas Day, so yeah.
Okay. Touche. So yeah, this is the two amazing dishes that we usually serve, and we have a lot more from different concepts other than the spilled milk.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a very well-rounded, and you can easily get some of the items that you're really looking for. If it's your regular just burger or maybe pizzas, you can get that, or also something more nutritious, something packed with protein like a steak or a salmon bowl. You can easily just find it at Nairobi Street Kitchen. Yeah.
So this is beg your pardon, still my mouth tastes really nice. In terms of rating these, I'd say these would be my perfect meal for the morning and the mid-morning. Pretty much, that you carry to work around midday 11. You have this. This would be perfect, and even with the avocado and the toast. For those people who don't say, I don't like bread so much, but I think with the toast and the added cherry tomatoes, the herbs and everything, really, really nice. I know people from Coast would love this because of the sunflower seeds, So I think it's something that anybody would have, and this for me I think would be a 10 out of 10.
Oh, thank you very much.
A 10 out of 10, and the siatini chocha, because it is really good. I think the crew here would easily come and also try this. They will give us their reviews, but Chef Ron, this is really good, and I think to people like Kina Julius that we had here, guys who keep on making sure that we have the good avocados. I think farmers out there should be really happy, guys, because if you look at whatever it is we have, all these is a subject of farmers.
Good farmers.
You have good farming out there. So combine good farmers that we have, plus the good chef that you have, plus a good station that we have in making sure that we bring such content to you. I mean, this is 10 out of 10 to all the good farmers out there, to all the good productions out there. I mean, there is a lot more that we can do. So if you are watching from home, this is Farm Kenya. This is Chef Ron from the Nairobi Street Kitchen. as we continue to have a conversation on matters to do with eating healthy, eating food. Chef Ron is out there making sure that we have the best meals out there that we can have. And as we continue to have this, Chef, I think we shall visit our street kitchen, continue to have enjoying these meals.
Yep.
And from us right here, tunasema asante sana, many thanks for watching. But now let's go back into eating together with the crew. Asante sana, enjoy the rest of your viewing. Bye-bye for now.
Kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa mkulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kuulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu.